This is Celebrity Box TV, the home of every gist you can ever think about when it talks about celebrities. Join us on this new story and let's keep ourselves informed.
The Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Adeyemi III, was born on October 15, 1938. He is from Alowolodu Royal House and a member of the House of Oromiyan. His father Raji Adeyemi Adeyemi became the Alaafin of Oyo in 1945 and was deposed and exiled in 1954, 10 years after, for sympathizing with the National Council of Nigerian Citizens (NCNC). Adeyemi III's great-grandfather Atiba was Oba Atiba Atobatele, who founded the New Oyo, while his great-great-grandfather was Alaafin Abiodun, direct descendant of Oromiyan, the founder of the Oyo Empire. Lamidi Adeyemi was chosen by the Kingmakers on November 18, 1970, and then moved into the place of the palace after completing the necessary rites under the tutelage of the Oyomesi. Oba Adeyemi succeeded Alaafin Gbadegesin Oladigbolu II in 1970 during the governorship of Colonel Robert Adeyinka Adebayo. Lamidi Adeyemi III began his education at a Quranic school in Iseyin. After his primary education, he was offered admission into Igbobi College and St. Gregory's College, Obalende. He chose to attend St. Gregory's College, Obalende. Lamidi worked briefly at the Royal Exchange Assurance in Lagos. While working at the Royal Exchange, Alaafin is married to 13 wives, which include Ayaba Abibat Adeyemi, his senior wife. Other wives are Ayaba Ramat Adedayo Adeyemi, Ayaba Mujidat Adeyemi, Ayaba Rukayat Adeyemi, Ayaba Fulashade Adeyemi, Ayaba Badirat Ajoke Adeyemi, Ayaba Memunat Omowumi Adeyemi, Ayaba Omombolanle Adeyemi, Ayaba Moji Adeyemi, Ayaba Anuluwapo Adeyemi, and Ayaba Damilola Adeyemi. He was honored with the National Honor of CFR at the National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos in 1979. In 1980, the federal government appointed Kabiyesi Alaafin Lamidi Adeyemi III as the pioneering chancellor of the newly established University of Sokoto, which is now called Uthman Danfodio University, Sokoto, where he spent 12 years. He was in his second term as Chancellor of the University of Maiduguri in Borno State when he joined his ancestors. Here are some very quick facts that you need to know about the king. Lamidi Olayiwola Adeyemi III, the late Alaafin of Oyo, was born 15th October 1938 to the Alowolodu Royal House. He died 22nd April 2022 at the Afe Babalola Teaching Hospital in Ado-Ekiti. He was the longest reigning Oyo monarch in history. He ascended the throne in 1970 and died having spent 5 decades and 2 years on the throne. Oba Adeyemi succeeded Alaafin Gbadegesin Oladigbolu II. His father was Raji Adeyemi Adeyemi, who was born in 1871, who later became Alaafin in 1945. His father had over 200 wives. Adeyemi did not match his record, he had only 13 wives, some of them young women. His paternal grandfather was Alaafin Adeyemi III, who ruled during the Kiriji War and was the last independent ruler of the Oyo Empire before British colonialism. Alaafin Adeyemi I's father and Adeyemi III's great-grandfather was Oba Atiba who founded New Oyo. Atiba's grandfather, his great-great-grandfather, was Alaafin Abiodun and was a direct descendant of Oromiyan, the founder of the Oyo Empire. Adeyemi's father, the Alaafin of Oyo Oba Adeyemi II Adeniran, was deposed and exiled in 1951 for sympathizing with the National Council of Nigerian Citizens (NCNC). He had come into conflict with Bode Thomas, who was the deputy leader of the action group. Adeyemi was Chancellor of Usman Dan Fodio University in Sokoto from 1980 to 1992. In 1990, President Ibrahim Babangida appointed him as the Amir-ul-Hajj in recognition of his commitment to the consolidation of Islam in Nigeria. For a long time, he was the permanent chairman of the Oyo Council of Chiefs, but that changed in 2011 when Governor Adebayo Alawo Akala signed a law that introduced rotation of the office of chairman among the Alaafin, the Olubadan of Ibadanland, and the Soun of Ogbomosho. The Alaafin was known as very erudite and sometimes bombastic. In September 1984, he was quoted to have said, "Traditional rulers should be seen as the perfect embodiment of the culture of the place, as well as a synthesis of the aspirations and goals of the nation. This is not only in social values of veracity, egalitarianism, justice and democracy, but in dress, utterances and comportment, even the mere necessary trivialities, and that mark Nigeria and locality as a distinctive entity." Adeyemi was married to Ayaba Abibat Adeyemi, his senior wife, and later he married 12 junior wives. Adeyemi was remarkably a lover of boxing as a sport, and he was an amateur boxer before ascending the throne in 1970. The details of his death are still pretty much sketchy, but it has been gathered that the prominent Yoruba monarch died at the hospital in Nigeria. He was said to have gone for a routine medical checkup, and his remains, according to the sources, were moved to Oyo Town early Saturday. His first son, Prince Tunde Adeyemi, and his other siblings reportedly received it at Idigba area of the town. The head of the Oyomise Basharun of Oyo, High Chief Yusuf Akiyade Ayola, is expected to take over the affairs of the palace pending the appointment of a new Alaafin. The governor of Oyo State, Yeye Makinde, is expected to be briefed officially on Saturday morning by the Basharun. The departure of Oba Adeyemi makes it 3, the number of prominent Oyo kings that have joined their ancestors in the last 5 months. At least the Shoun of Ogbomosho, Oba Jimoh Oyewumi, died December 12, 2021, while Olubadan Saliu Adetunji died January 2, 2022. A lot of controversies came up as he was said to have passed on at the Afe Babalola Teaching Hospital on Friday night. But after the news has been filtered, new reports came up to claim that the palace had debunked the news of his death. But several platforms, online, on paper, came up to report the death of the Alaafin as rumored fake news, which was relying on a statement issued by Potidru Yeye, who is said to be the media and publicity director of the monarch. The statement read, "It has come to the notice of the Office of the Director of Media and Publicity to the Alaafin of Oyo about a fake report making the wave in the social media by a disgruntled group of bloggers about the imaginary death of His Imperial Majesty Yeye Oba Dr. Lamidi Olayiwola Adeyemi III, the Alaafin of Oyo. Members of the public are hereby urged to disregard the unfounded report as the paramount ruler is ill and healthy." Precisely on Monday and Tuesday this week, Oba Adeyemi, accompanied by some of his wife, children and aides and well-wishers, was at the Dubar Stadium, Oyo, for physical fitness exercises as usual. He has neither fallen sick or rushed to the hospital for any serious ailment, hence he and his family remained agile and active. The general public should not entertain any fear at all, as Ikun Baba Yeye is healthy, physically fit and mentally stable. And this was what was said earlier, before the report was given about his death. May the gentle soul of the Ikun Baba Yeye, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, rest in perfect peace and in the bosom of the Almighty. This and more gist about prominent people, celebrities, will be brought to you on Celebrity Gist.